New York, New York. The fourth most populous state in the Union is home to the city with the largest population in all of the United States. Of the 19,440,469 residents in New York, over 40% live in New York City and its surrounding boroughs. That's a total of 8,336,817 residents across the span of Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, the Bronx, and Staten Island. The New York City area dwarfs all other metropolitan areas in the United States, with over double the population of the second largest city in the United States, Los Angeles. What's crazy about New York is that the fourth most populous state in the Union is only the 27th biggest state in landmass, at just 54,554.98 square miles. New York is home to a higher density of inhabitants per square mile than any other state. However, that doesn't mean it's overcrowded. New York City is home to nearly half of the population of the state, and the city is built vertically to pack more domiciles and apartments into taller buildings. And if hustle and bustle just isn't your thing, there are plenty of smaller cities in New York to consider for residents. Albany, Mount Vernon, and Syracuse are all great options for those looking for a smaller town lifestyle from a mid-sized city. Economically, New York is a manufacturing giant, with nearly 500,000 employees at any given time within the manufacturing sector. New York is home to a bevy of different factories and plants catering to a variety of different industries. Whereas other surrounding states have experienced major downturns in manufacturing profits, New York remains strong. New York City plays a big role in the health of the state's manufacturing industry, with printing and publishing and the apparel industries providing thousands of jobs. New York City is also a world leader when it comes to foreign trade, banking, general commerce, and live concerts and theater productions. Outside of New York City, New York is home to plenty of farms which turn out corn, poultry, vegetables, fruits, and beef to surrounding states and the world. It's also home to some of the most picturesque and fruitful wineries in the entire United States. In fact, New York has cemented itself as one of the top wine producers in the entire country. Where New York City really makes its money, though, is in real estate, tourism, and conventions. The cost of living within New York City is higher than almost anywhere else in the world, let alone in the United States. That's because New York City is a cultural and economic epicenter. It's the place to be for anyone looking to get going or get ahead. It's also the place for sports fans. Not only are there 7 professional teams within its borders in the 4 major sports, there's also the New York Jets and New York Giants who bear the state's name despite playing across the border in New Jersey. If you love attending sporting events, there's no other state quite like New York. Sports aren't the only live events worth checking out in the Empire State, though. If you love live performances and you adore the stage, Broadway is something you just have to see. It's the nerve center of theater productions in the United States and has a worldwide reputation which brings tourists to its playhouses throughout the year. New York City is also the home base for the New York Stock Exchange, the largest stock exchange in the entire world. It's also home to one of the busiest seaports across the globe as well, and John F. Kennedy Airport, one of the most trafficked airports in the world by far. New York City is where commerce and art merge in a glorious and all-enveloping metropolis. There's nothing quite like it in the United States, and honestly, there's nowhere that compares to it in the entire world. Now that you've learned a little bit about New York, maybe you want to learn inside of New York at one of the state's whopping 200 or so different universities and colleges. According to several different rankings, New York is home to at least 8 or 9 of the top 100 universities and colleges in the world when it comes to quality of education and degree desirability. From Columbia and Cornell and the Ivy League to a host of great trade schools and specialized schools, New York is a prime place for college students to begin their career paths. Whether you're shipping a car, truck, or van to New York to visit or to move permanently, you're in for a treat. Both inside and outside of New York City, a reliable vehicle is your ticket to some of the most intriguing food, entertainment, and historical landmarks in the entire world. As soon as Nexus Auto Transport helps you get your car on the road, you'll see what New York is all about.